Welcome in, belly up, have a seat, and grab a drink as we talk some Wingman fantasy football. Welcome into another edition of Wingman Fantasy Football, the League Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Furley, and as always, I'd like to thank all of you, or any of you who may be watching or listening to today's show. This is episode 70, week 11 ins and outs. And before we get any further along, let's make sure that everybody is in the room.
Wingmen assemble!
All right, now that everyone is here, I apologize. This one might come out a little late today as I've had major computer issues having to reinstall Windows this morning. Very upsetting. But with that being said, let's find out who's in or out, who's hurt or not in this week's Actives Inactives. All right, we are going to start off with our teams that are on buys this week as we have the Atlanta Falcons, Indianapolis Colts, New Orleans Saints, and the New England Patriots are all off due to bye this week, which means we have no Bijan Robinson, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, Christian Olave, Alvin Kamara, or Ramondre Stevenson available to go today. All right, let's check in on our IR list. All right, guys, we have Deshaun Watson was placed on IR as he had season-ending shoulder surgery, and these just happened on Thursday night, and this is awful. As we had Joe Burrow is now going to be out for the rest of the year with a wrist injury, and Mark Andrews is also out with an ankle injury. As for players that are on IR and hoping to return sometime in the near future, we have Josh Palmer is down to 2 games left before he's able to return. Darren Waller and Tyrod Taylor also down to 2 weeks before they're eligible to return. Zach Ertz is down to 1 week, as is Dawson Knox. Kyron Williams and Ronnie Rivers still need 1 more week before they're able to return. And Justin Jefferson, although he's been practicing and is expected to return at some point, it is not going to be this week. And they have a bye in 2 weeks, I believe. So we'll see if he's even going to come back next week. I'm not sure exactly when his 21-day window expires, but he will be back in the next 1 of 2 games at the latest. As for some better news, we have Pat Freiermuth has now been activated from the IR list.
Activated.
We also have Khalil Herbert has now been activated off the IR list.
Activated.
And the biggest player of the day and put right into his starting lineup for Waddle away, Devon the Man Achan is back and activated from the IR list.
Activated.
All right. Let's find out what other players are out this week as we have Noah Brown for the Houston Texans is going to be out this week. Dameon Pierce for the Houston is also going to be out, although he is trending towards returning very soon. Dallas Goedert, who had a broken bone in his arm, they did not put him on IR, and he's just going to sit out till he gets healthy, so he is inactive today. Amari DeMarcado from the Arizona Cardinals is also out today. I didn't see for sure, but I'm assuming Zay Jones is out. That one you have to double check. Like I said before, Justin Jefferson is out today. Treylon Burks is out. Gerald Everett and Jalen Guyton for the Chargers are also out, leaving the receiving core all the way to Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston. Also, Michael Wilson, Arizona rookie wide receiver, is not going to play today. And Jeff Wilson of the Miami Dolphins was a healthy scratch. As for players that are questionable, we have Tyler Lockett. Looks like he's going to be a game time decision for the 4 o'clock games, although he's been questionable for about 3 or 4 weeks. I would expect him to play, but definitely double check if you're thinking about playing him. As for our Sunday night game tonight, we have Alexander Mattison has not been cleared yet from the concussion protocol. He has been trending in the right direction. I'm going to assume he's going to be out, but that has not fully been determined yet. And TJ Hawkinson has been playing banged up, but played through it last week, so I expect him to play on Sunday night. As for players that are in today, Garrett Wilson is going to give it a go for the New York Jets, and he's going to play, as is Aaron Jones. And we have Justin Fields making his return this week.
Activated.
And we have Keenan Allen, who is a little banged up with a shoulder injury, is going to play today without any limitations. All right, guys. With that being said, I want to give you, I want to do a reminder of one of our tips and tricks. Tips and tricks.
Or quirks for jerks.
All right, this happened to me last week, and I was able to take advantage, although not fully. So remember, if you have players that are deemed out, and you put them in your IR spot, and there's someone else on your team that's not in the IR spot that you would consider dropping, if you make a waiver claim, even for $0, just make a waiver claim for that player you're willing to drop while your player has the O designation, your waiver will go through, even if they become questionable as on Monday or Tuesday. For example, I had Nico Collins. I put him in my IR list when he was out last week. I made a couple waiver claims on Sunday night. He was questionable on Monday or Tuesday because I went to make another claim and I couldn't do it because he switched from out to questionable. But I did have my two other ones locked in for the Noah Brown and Miami Dolphins pickup. And even when he's questionable, you can go back and edit the money that you want to pay for it, or you can even cancel if you change your mind. So if you have a player who's out and he's in your IR list and you have a player who's in your active bench spot that you know you want to drop, go ahead and make a waiver claim while that player's on out. You can always amend it or cancel it later, even when his status changes. That's a huge tip or trick. I was able to make a pickup this week with a player questionable in my IR spot. It's just a quirk for the league, so take advantage of it. I'm not gonna check on who's went from out to questionable from Sunday to Tuesday. Just too much. So with that being said there, guys, I also want to say thank you. We have our 4th subscriber to our YouTube channel. I don't know who you are because your subscriptions are not public, and that's fine. But we did get a 25% bump in our subscriber list there. So thank you so much. Don't forget, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, and Google Podcasts. Just search Wingman the League for those audio feeds. Also, if you want to find our video feeds, go to wingmanentertainment.net/podcasts or check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@wingmanfantasyfootball. And if you leave a comment on our YouTube page or Wingman Entertainment pages, we will get you into our next mailbag segment. I want to apologize to Team B at Mr. Bernie as he put in a question on the mail for the mailbag, and I just forgot to put it in. So it'll be in next time, so keep your eyes ready for that. Also, a programming note. I'm not positive yet, but I'm considering about just doing one episode next week, maybe dropping that on Thanksgiving morning and have a double episode with our rewind and our preview. So keep that in mind. We might have one longer episode instead of 2 shorter ones for the Thanksgiving week. With that being said, guys, good luck to everybody. Oh, I want to make a friendly reminder here also to Team B, as I believe he's going to need both They Took Our Jobs and Red Sox Nation to lose today because they do play each other the final week of the season. So if they win today or any other game prior to week 14, they're going to get 2 wins, getting them to a minimum of 7 wins, which would eliminate Team B. So Team B, you are rooting against They Took Our Jobs and Red Sox Nation today to have a glimmer of hope to make the playoffs with a 6-8 record. So with that being said, guys, may your glasses be full, your mugs stay frosty, and we will see you next time.